Hello there, Chucklefucks. It's your boy, Dark Raku here with What If Issei was chosen by Mythical Creatures, part 4. So yeah, there's part 4 of this What If. Let me begin into this What If, and yeah. I should also mention that I am going to kind of read through what's it called, What If Issei was the grandson of Bardock later? Maybe. Maybe I'll just go onto my first channel and just record for the fucking, yeah, I just, maybe not, I don't know. But not the point. Let me begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up and let me just go on. So, we go on into mostly Issei kind of looking for Sona. Now, of course, Issei is kind of looking for Sona until he accidentally bumped into Koneko. This is where Koneko says, watch out. This is where, mostly Issei says, oh, I'm so sorry, Koneko. This is where when Koneko looks up because she can hear mostly the pervert's voice, she doesn't see the pervert. What she sees is a boy with kind of like silkyish white hair. Of course, this is where it's smooth as hell. Of course, it's spiky, but of course, this is where his eyes are golden instead of being normal golden brown. And of course, this is where, he seems to be tall and linear and his skin is kind of much more paler. This is where, he says, I'm sorry there, Koneko. I'm just looking for Sona, what's it called? Sona's last name, Sifri, but yeah. This is where, Koneko nodded, saying, wait, how do you know about her last name? You're not a devil, are you? Wait, you feel demonic. But you're... who exactly are you? He says, oh, I'm sorry, Koneko. Sorry about mostly my illusion that I kind of had when you kind of met me. My name is Issei Hiro. This is where, Issei kind of said. This is where, Koneko nodded dumbly and says, wait, what? This is where, she also has this weird kind of mostly feeling to kind of mostly be around Issei, because Issei's aura towards any animal actually makes them feel really like great within themselves. Mostly feel comfortable around mostly Issei. Of course, mostly since, Koneko's a Nakamaru, but still devil, mostly devil Nakamaru, she is kind of feeling kind of aroused from Issei's aura. This is where, mostly Koneko kind of has those like weird looking, mostly feral looking eyes, and this is where she looks like she wants to actually pounce on Issei, and this is where Issei notices, and this is where Issei says, Koneko. This is where Issei snaps his fingers right in front of Koneko, and Koneko's like, yeah, what, huh? This is where, Issei says, can you tell me where Sona's at? This is where Koneko shakes her head and says, I don't know where she's at. This is where, Issei says, oh, okay, well, bye then. This is where Issei walks away, and this is where, Koneko just has this weird feeling like she actually wanted to just pounce on the pervert. And she probably would have if Issei didn't actually like snap her out of her mostly dazed dream, but yeah. But this is where, we go into mostly Issei kind of walking around the school looking for Sona. Of course, he would have went to class, which he did go to class, but he kind of had a bunch of people like talking, saying, what the fuck, you're not Issei. This is where so many people are just like getting confused, just seeing Issei, and then, mostly seeing Issei before, and then seeing Issei now. Now, of course, most of the girls are saying that Issei right now is trying to act like one of the pretty boys, but he will never be because he's a pervert, which Issei kind of just ignores him because, he doesn't give a damn that much. Of course, there's his two friends who are actually idiots, and of course, there's kind of just like going around saying, you traitor, blah, 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 which Issei just throws them out of the way, pushing them out of the way because they've been pissing him off. Now, of course, where Issei, he's been kind of going around the whole school trying to find Sona, but can't really find her. Of course, he already went to the office, but of course, yeah, he went into the office mostly in the morning, but didn't find her. Of course, he's going to try again, mostly after lunch or mostly during lunch. But of course, during lunch, he kind of bumped into someone with kind of bluish and blackish hair, magenta eyes, and of course, always had mostly her eyes closed and saying, Ada. This is where, when Akano noticed Issei, this is where she was kind of blushing, seeing Issei literally walk up to her. Now, of course, she got rumors and spreading rumors that Issei changed. Mostly a bunch of people started kind of spreading rumors since the morning. Akano thinks that mostly Issei might have got a haircut or something, and she would have just complimented her kind of like mostly, what's it called? What do they call mostly people who are younger and mostly the smaller grays? I think kaiju? No, not kaiju. Kaiju is something else. Yeah, I don't remember. Fuck it. But of course, it went well. When she sees Issei this went well, she was actually surprised. She put her hands up to her mouth, right now trying to cover up a blush that she actually has on her face. Does it work well? Issei said, "Hey, Akano, have you seen what's it called? Sona? Does it work well?" Mostly Akano shook their head saying no, and does it work well? Issei says, "Are you okay?" Akano, this is where Issei puts his hand over Akano's head, and this is where, well, he can feel heat coming off of her, but it's not like hot for a fever, which it is, but still it's kind of getting up there. Issei says, "Do you have a fever?" Now, of course, Issei, he kind of is guessing something, but he doesn't think it will be that. Does it work well? Akano says, "Issei, is that you?" Does it work well? For some reason, Akano also has kind of heart in her eyes. And this is where the only reason she has hearts is because mostly, since fallen angels are technically kind of, well, mostly they get mistaken for being a crow. And mostly their wings are kind of mistaken for being a crow, and mostly angels are mistaken for being a dove. While, well, devils are kind of bats. Mostly, Akano has this weird sensation to actually like jump on him and also pounce him. Does it work well? Issei notices and says, "Akano, Akano, Akano." This is where he grabbed her from both arms and kind of shaked her. This is where Akano snaps back and says, Ara? Issei? Why do you look like that?" "Oh, sorry. This is how it should look like. My older brother kind of came back home, but that's not the point. I'm looking for Sona." Doesn't work well. Mostly, Akano says, "I haven't seen her. She's probably at her office." "Okay, thank you." This is where Issei walks away. This is where Akano grabs both of the side of her arms with her hands from opposite side, and this is where, well, she says, "He's actually hot, I can say. Very cute. I just wanna..." This is where she licks her lips with a very lustful kind of look in her face. And this is where all she sees is Issei walking away from her. And this is where, well, Akano whispered under her breath, saying, "Rias, why are we doing this? Why are we trying to manipulate the Red Dragon Emperor for, well, to fight against Vali? I feel terrible if I do this. Seeing Issei like this, he's different, kinder, nicer, less perverted." This is why Akano is surprised to see Issei less perverted. He didn't just like grab her from, well, anything. He just grabbed her from her hands, shoulders, and kind of just asked her by shaking her, by looking for Sona. Now, of course, well, Akano's confused at why Issei's looking for Sona and not Butchu. This is where, well, Issei finally went to the office, and this is where Issei got a notification from his brother, like an image, which Issei hasn't opened yet, the message. And this is where, well, Issei kind of like walks into Kaichu's office. And this is where, well, he sees Sabaki and sees Sona. This is where Sona looks up and says, "Yes, you need something." Sabaki's kind of having a little faint of blush. And this is where, well, Issei says, "Yes, I do need some help, Kaichu." This is where, well, Sona nodded, saying dumbly, "Yes, what do you need?" This is where Issei says, "I'm so sad you don't call me Hyodo or Issei-kun." Well, mostly not Issei-kun. Mostly Issei-san or mostly Hyodo-san. "Why is that, Kaichu?" This is where Kaichu looks at Issei surprised and says, "Issei? Is that?" Issei says, "Yeah, sorry about that. Mostly the thing you kind of met me mostly every time I got in trouble from you or this or that. You mostly saw an illusion. My brown hair, well, yeah, lightish brown hair, and of course golden brown eyes were mostly an illusion that I only kind of copied from my older brother. That's not the point. This is how it truly looked like, and if you don't like it, I can go back with the illusion. Blah, 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 blah. But not the point. What's it called? I only came here to talk to you for a while. And, yeah. This worked well. Sona nodded dumbly. This worked well. She didn't remember something. This worked well. Sona says, "Sabaki, can you go?" This worked well. We'll see Sabaki nodded. This reason say nothing very important. She doesn't need to go. This is where Sona says, "No, but I have something to show you, Issei. Issei-san." This is where, well, or mostly Hayadu-san. This is where Issei says, "Okay." This is where, well, we'll see Sona pulls out her phone. And of course, where, well, she goes into an image of course, is where, well, she taps on an image, and this is where she then kind of zooms in and shows it towards Issei. This is where, well, Issei kind of say, what is the, the, this? This is where, well, Issei seems kind of saddened a little bit. His face kind of becomes a little bit emotionless. And this is where, well, Issei says, what is this? With a very cold, emotionless eyes. His eyes became, well, mostly they were golden in color until they became a dark blue for a second. They flashed dark blue. So where, well, he says, what is this? A very menacing tone. Instead of his happy, cheerful kind of tone, his aura around him actually kind of changed. Mostly his white, silky hair became black for a second. This is where, well, mostly Sona flinches a little bit and says, I got this from mostly spying on Rias. I, overheard them saying that they were only using you to get out of the arranged marriage. The guy with the white kind of hair, his name is, mostly he's the white one. The white one from the opposite from your armor, from your red gauntlet. He says, I see. So he accidentally confessing my feelings to Rias. It's just stupid, wasn't it? This is where, well, Sona sees the emotionless kind of look in Issei's eyes, and this is where, well, Issei kind of then just looks down. This is where, well, Sona says, Issei, I, I'm sorry if this hurt. This is where Issei says, no, it's fine. Issei pulls out his phone just to look at the message that what his brother sent him, and this is where, well, his brother sent him a couple of messages. He kind of looks at the picture image that mostly his brother sent him, and this is where, well, it just has Sona kind of taking a picture of mostly, well, Volley and Rias. Rias and Volley having a smug kind of look, and this is where, well, Issei saying, I see. Well, this is where he looks down at the wording and what his brother said. This is where, well, his brother says, you can't trust these hoes. You can never trust these double hoes. This is where, well, he then says, bro, you need to get out of her barrage and I'll help you. Just tell me when to get out of her barrage and I'll do it in an instant. I won't care if I have to go against the whole double world. This is where, well, mostly his brother says, besides, I have plans if you want to get out of mostly her barrage. Like traveling the world. Maybe you can talk to that Sona girl about you dropping out of school or something. This is where, well, Issei kind of just looks back up at Sona, has a very brightish kind of smile, and this is where Issei says, Sona. This is where, well, Sona says, yes, Issei. Issei said, has anyone ever told you how beautiful you are? This is where, well, Sona right now blushes in an instant, never expecting Issei to actually say it in such a modest and kind of gentle tone. This is where, well, Sona says, um, um, this is where, well, Issei just chuckles and says, well, that's not the point. It seems that I also got an image kind of similar to the one you just sent me. This is where Issei shows it. This is where Sona was shocked and surprised, and she didn't see anyone around them. So of course it's confusing to see mostly a picture of this actually appear because she didn't see anyone there. But yeah, kind of taking a picture of her and what's it called, mostly Bachu and Vali, mostly the white one. So sorry guys, I accidentally fell asleep on accident. So of course I don't actually remember where I'm at. Well, kinda. So yeah. Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I fell asleep. Ugh. So yeah, I was kind of tired, so I fell asleep. So, yeah, sorry about that. Um, let me begin into where I kind of left. I think so. Yeah, it was near where Kaiju and mostly Issei and Sona were talking. This is where, well, mostly Issei got a message, and of course, this is where he smiles. Then, of course, this is where Issei then was talking about Sona about something. This is where, well, Issei said, Sona. This is where Sona flinches and says, yes, Issei. How much will you hate it if I decide to leave the school? Or would you be glad? This is where Sona flinches and says, I will be happy, angry, saddened. I'll be fine. I just. Are you okay?
Issei says, to tell you the truth, not really. But I think I already knew that with Ro, well, Rias was going to marry someone much more handsomer than I was. And again, I am such a pathetic weakling that has no mana. The only thing I have is my family tradition, and that is the Golden Heart Prince status. Well, other than that, I should probably be going, Sona. That's where Issei gets up, and Issei says, also, I'm not gonna be in the barrage of Ria's Grimory. Now that I find out that she's going to try to only use me for her freaking benefits, yeah, you can just tell her to go fuck off. I'm not gonna help her at all. I'm not helping her barrage or any of that. I'm not helping Azia, Kiba, Koneko, or even Akano, or even herself. And I'm especially not helping her fucking husband or boyfriend, whatever the hell it is. So you can tell her all that. But Sona, this is where Issei looks towards Sona with a very gentle look, and this is where Issei said, I'll be glad to help you. This is where, Sona's face becomes a little tinted red, and this is where Sona says, uh, oh, I appreciate that, Issei-kun. This is where she kind of said it with such a very flusterous and kind of tinted red, and this is where she doesn't know what to say anymore. This is where, Issei kind of walks up to her, and Issei kind of just like, kind of grab her from the chin, and then kind of lift her face up towards his eye level. That's where Issei says, God, you are beautiful as hell. I really never had the freaking, balls to say that right in front of you. But I guess since I'm leaving the school, I guess I'll tell you this now. So, yeah, bye. This is where, Sona's face becomes all just red. This is where, she is just blushing madly. This is where, Issa says, well, I should be going. This is where, Sona says, wait, you're leaving the school? What about your contracts and other stuff? Issa said, oh, don't worry. My brother have a way to get rid of the evil pieces from my body. So, I'll be okay. So bye, Sona. Maybe next time that we meet again, maybe we can go out for something. Or maybe you already have a boyfriend or husband or whatever. Well, I should be going. Tell Sanji bye and the others bye. So yeah, this is where, Issei right now kind of uses a magic circle underneath him. And this is where the magic circle is not the Grimory symbol, but actually a Hyodo symbol. Now the Hyodo symbol is basically a golden magic circle, and of course it's like lightish up. It's not holy or any of that, it's just very bright. And this is where Issei disappears. Now the reason why Issei knows about this magic circle is because he was taught before. It doesn't take too much mana, so of course he was good enough to make it. For one person, that's what. This is where Issei gets back home, and this is where, his brother is sitting down on the table. And this is where, his brother smiles and says, so, what do you want to do, little brother? This is where, Issei says, I want to get out of the whole double contract or whatever bullshit this has, the evil pieces. Get rid of them from my body. Then after that, I want to help, Irina and Zenobia. Well, not Zenobia, Irina and Rappy with their problems. Then after that, I want to go travel the world. This is where his brother smiles and says, good to know. Then let's begin. This is where, his brother makes a magic circle appear underneath both him and his brother. And this is where it was a green magic circle, and this is where they teleport and disappear. This is where, we go into mostly a battle between 4 exorcists and a kind of fallen angel leader with all his fallen followers, like some of the rogue priestess, rogue kind of exorcist, and a priest that's crazy that has 4 Excalibur fragments into the sword, and of course a crazy priestess that was kicked out a while ago. And this is where mostly the leader of the fallen angels, or mostly for the rogue fallen angels. This is where, he's grinning and saying, oh, it seems that all of you will now die. Well, before I kill you, I should probably have you as my little toys before killing you. Before he even keeps talking, this is where, he hears something. White flame dash. This is where, mostly before the fallen angel leader can even react, he gets kicked in the stomach so hard by a phoenix. Well, phoenix leg. This is where, well, the phoenix had mostly a pair of mostly four wings entirely. He falls down to the ground, landing right in front of what's it called, Irina, and also what's it called, Rappy. And this is where, well, this person has a sword next to him. Mostly the sword kind of has this like very powerful flame energy. And this is where, well, the flames mostly around the phoenix actually disappears, turning to that of a human. This is where the four wings behind this person actually still stayed. This is where, well, the person kind of just like lands, well, right in, well, he's just like looking at the kind of people right in front of him, mostly the exorcists, the fallen angels, and this is where, well, he says, Big brother, please make them all disappear in an instant. This is where, well, someone appears with this greenish aura, and this is where, well, he sends such a powerful magic spell saying hurricane style. Twin hurricanes. This is where a hurricane appear in two different sides right now, blowing, well, mostly grabbing all the fallen angels and exorcists into this tornado or hurricane mostly, and just spinning them around, and of course combining both the hurricanes together to make a huge super hurricane that actually picked up Coco Bill and started blowing him around. But yeah, before he gets blasted straight to hell by two powerful attacks. One green kind of flash attack, and the other one kind of being a goldenish white flame attack. This is where, well, mostly Coco Bill is annihilated in an instant. Freed and mostly the crazy priests had to run away because they realized that they are outmatched. Mostly their followers and also the rogue, what's it called? Fallen angels were killed in an instant. This is where, well, mostly the two of them kind of like land. Well, one of them who was kind of right now in a greenish aura kind of land on the ground. And of course, this is where he grunts and says, well, that was pretty good to do that, don't you think, Issei? This is where, well, Issei looks towards the side, and of course, he mostly towards his back self. Well, to the side to see his older brother, who was right now in a green kind of aura cloak, and then look behind him and says, so, Rappy, Irina, are you two okay? This is where, well, they are both blushing madly at Issei and how badass he looks, but yeah.
This is where, well, we go into Issei kind of just looking at mostly Irina and Rappy to see if they're fine. Of course, this is where, well, Issei is looking at them, and of course, this is where, well, mostly their clothes are a little bit ripped and other stuff, showing a little bit of their skin and maybe some other stuff. And this is where Issei notices, and this is where Issei falls backwards, kind of having a blood nose. This is where, well, mostly Irina says, Issei, are you okay? This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Ren is right now dying in laughter, saying, oh, damn. This is the first time for you ever to see someone's, like, cleavage and other stuff, little brother. This is funny as hell. You're literally killing me. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Ren gets out of his, like, wind spirit form. And, of course, this is where, well, mostly the little elf kind of goes towards Issei to check on him to see if he's okay. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei is kind of blushing and having a little bit of blood nose. And this is where Irina says, Issei. This is where Rappy also kind of check on Issei to see if he's okay. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Both Anise and even Zenobia just kind of have a little sense of blush. But yeah, hearing what mostly the older kind of Hyodo said, this is where, well, mostly Zenobia, Anise says, so he's kind of like a pervert. This is where, well, Ren hears that and says the one who's right now blushing at the fact that my brother kind of has, what's it called, the arisement. This is where, well, mostly Anise blushes and says, shut up. No, I don't see that. Uh-huh. But you noticed it. And that's why you're turning away. If you didn't see it, you might just, like, look ahead. This is where, well, Anise says, screw you. This is where, well, mostly, Anise is screaming at mostly Ren, and Ren is just chuckling and saying, no thanks, I already have a girlfriend, so I'm good. This is where, well, Issei saying, what are we talking about? This is where Issei wakes up and sees what's it called. Both, well, Irina and even what's it called, well, mostly Arapi kind of saying, are you okay? This is where, well, Issei said, yeah, I'm fine. This is where, well, he still has a little tint of blush. And of course, where, well, Issei said, well, we should probably, this is where he gets up and say, we should probably be going, brother. Didn't you say you wanted to go travel the world and first place we're going is Russia? Yep. But shouldn't you at least lose your well, no, you don't need to lose it now. So this is where he says, stop being so perverted, brother. This is where mostly his brother chuckles and says, I'm just saying. This is where Issei kind of like grabs something from mostly the different magic circle and of course cover his mostly legs, but yeah. To cover something that was actually rising. But this is where Issei said, hey, Rappy, Irene, aren't you girls cold? This is where they kind of blush and realize they are kind of having some clothes kind of ripping other things. And this is where, Issei then activates on a magic circle. This is where a bunch of like, mostly blankets landed on them. And this is where Issei says, there, now you're better. This is where Issei said. This is where, mostly Irina and even what's it called, Rappy are just blushing in instinct. While Zenobia and Anise are also blushing, but yeah, because Issei's so kind. Even though Issei could have been like not needing to say anything, he didn't need to react this bad about seeing their kind of like somewhat half nuded body. This is where he could have just kept a secret, but no, he just said kind of blushes and passes out a little bit. But yeah, because he's innocent a little bit like that. So yeah, this is where Issei did also summon out blankets for no other reason than to cover themselves up. This is where we'll see. Issei says, well, other than that, both of us should be going then. This is where Issei said, I'm going towards Russia. Wait, why are we going to Russia in the first place? This is where he asks his brother, and this is where his brother says, oh, we're going there because of bears, and they will love to attack me. This is where, Issei says, huh, that sucks for you. This is where, mostly, what's it called, Ren says, and too bad, you're coming with me. Okay, no. This is where Issei kind of waves at mostly all three of them and says, or mostly all four of them, says, bye, I gotta be going. Maybe next time I see you next month or something like that. Well, I should be going. Bye, girls. This is where, Issei kind of just like goes into a golden magic circle with his brother, and of course they teleport. But yeah, this is where, they are blushing, kind of just like wide their eyes, saying, "Wait, he's going traveling." This is where, mostly Zenobia says they're going to Russia. It seems so, huh? This is where, Irina says, "Have you girls actually noticed that he doesn't feel demonic no more?" This is where all of them shake their heads and say, "That is true. He feels more human than demonic." He Could he manage to remove the pieces of like an evil piece managed to remove out of his body? This is where Irene says, I have never heard of that, but if that's the case, then we can get him in towards our church side, right? This is where, they said, yeah, that is true. This is where, Issei kind of goes with his brother, but yeah, this is where, the four kind of exorcists kind of like goes back towards the church, knowing they didn't get the Excalibur, but managed to just say that they managed to kill Coco Bill, who was actually a part of mostly the Excalibur stolen, but yeah. Of course, the church just accepted it, the report, and says, okay, then go on with other stuff, but yeah. This is where, they were still kind of still look for the Excaliburs. The person that has them is free, but yeah. This is where, Issei and mostly what's it called, Ren goes off on their own to Russia, but yeah, to explore, but yeah. But for right now, we will kind of, I will leave it off here for kind of part 4 of this what if. I know it's a shorter part, but yeah. But of course, that's not the point. What's it called? I will explain later on how Issei managed to remove his pieces, but I will probably explain, or probably I'll just leave it off as a mystery. Maybe. But I'll explain it later, but don't worry about that. Other than that, I'm gonna be going. I'm kind of getting a little bit tired and falling back asleep, so yeah. Then again, I did fall asleep for like 30 minutes throughout this video. Well, you didn't notice because I paused it, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke my ass up, and then realized it was like 12:35 or something. So yeah, I kind of, yeah. Uh, of course, that's not the point. Let me just shut up and kind of go on with other things. But yeah, bye. See you.